Hi, I'm Jim. I'm here today to talk to you about our HotBlox Xpress quick pick holding cabinets, which you see here in front of us. They're cabinets. They're designed to be for high volume, fast-paced environments such as a quick service restaurant, chain restaurants, C-stores, even grocery stores. They also double as a merchandiser, so nice display type cabinet to display hot food. Can also be used for grab-and-go type applications. Like you can see here on this unit, the main function of this cabinet is, the main application is countertop type of cabinet. It could be on the counter or over the counter up on a shelf. It could be an over shelf that's above this counter. And really what they do is the shallow depth of the product gives you usable space to work, like you see in front of this cabinet. So if I'm a chicken chain, for example, or even a burger chain, I'd be picking burgers out of the cabinet and building burgers, building orders. It's real quick. I flip the doors open, grab my 2 pieces for my 2-piece chicken meal, close the door, keep the heat in, put the rest of the order together, and move on, and then move to the next order. So, like I said, the primary use is countertop. You can do some other things like you see here. We'll get into in a little bit. And we basically have 3 different sizes. They're all available in a reach-in or a pass-through. So these are going to be reach-in models. This one here is a pass-through, so I got doors on the back side. We have a S4, which is our small model. That's the smallest size. In the middle here is an S6, and it's on a riser kit right now, and that's our medium-sized cabinet. And then we have an S8, which is our larger size cabinet. You'll see also some different controls. Those are different options for the cabinets. Okay, so when you receive your cabinet, you're going to have these uprights that hold the slides and shelves. They're going to be taped into place, so you remove the tape. In the bottom of the cabinet, you'll have a couple different things. So you have a water pan that's in this package. You'll have some of the slides, and then you're going to have a user manual. Very important, keep that. There's a lot of good reference things in there. And then we'll have these shells underneath that are wrapped up that also come out. So you can unwrap those and install them in the cabinet, like you see in the other ones here. And same thing with the slides. We'll focus on the pan here because I want to show you something. From a perspective of the pan, every cabinet comes with a water pan, and you don't always use it. So these cabinets are meant to hold moist or crispy food. So if I'm going to be holding moist food, I want to fill that pan with water, put it in the bottom of the cabinet, and because there's a heating element in the bottom that's going to heat that water and help create some moisture for moist holding. Obviously, have the door closed, and we've got vents on the bottom here that open and close, and one on the top that's opening and closing a vent inside. And those are to release moisture or maintain moisture. So I want to have those vents closed when I'm holding moist food, and that's going to allow the moisture to build up and help maintain that moisture within the product. And then if I wanted to open them up, and if I want to hold crispy food, I'd take the water out of the pan and/or remove the pan, and then keep them open, and that's going to allow the moisture to escape. And you can kind of see over here, that's what we've been doing here for a little while, is holding the chicken and fried chicken, trying to keep it crispy. And what that's going to do is allow any moisture that's in that product to start is to escape, and it's going to help keep that exterior crispy. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about the quick flip doors on these cabinets. So they're designed for quick access, to be in and out of that cabinet all day to pick food. You can see that we got a nice clear door. You can see the product inside, be able to pick from whatever pan you're looking for. So on the S4, the small model, the door will come this way with it flipping upwards like this. I can reconfigure these doors to flip downwards. We've got the hardware built into every cabinet, so if my preference was to put it down, I could do that. You'll see on the S6, the medium, and the S8, the large models, they'll come as a standard, flipping up, top one up, bottom one down. Like I said, we can reconfigure that, but that's how we ship them from the factory. In terms of the doors, in terms of opening, there's 2 positions. So most of the time you're going to use the 120-degree position to access it. But if I'm cleaning, I want to get it out of the way, it'll also open to 170 degrees. And these are friction type hinges. They're designed to be open and closed constantly, so they're very robust. Okay, so another feature that's designed to make it easier to pick the food out of is going to be the shelves and pan slides. The cabinets come standard with a shelf setup, so they actually use pan slides that you see here, and they're going to integrate, like you see in this cabinet, into the uprights, and then the shelves will sit on top of the slides. So you can see here in this cabinet I have them angled. But I can have them angled or flat, however I want. I like to have them angled for it's easier to pick, and I can reach in. The smallest one's going to come with standard with 2 shelves. This is the middle size one. It's got 3 shelves, like you can see, and then the larger one's going to have 4, which we'll put that one in there after to show you. The reason we do 3, 2, 3, and 4 is the spacing. We want that 5.5 inches of space in between to be able to pick it easy, so I don't have to pull the pan out. If you want more capacity, you can do that and pull a pan out, but this allows me to reach in there, grab the food in the back of the cabinet, my hand's not touching the shelves or anything. There's plenty of room for me to easily grab and put it in the box. And remember, the name of the game here is picking quickly, getting an order, getting that person through. So to show you a little bit about how to put the shelves and slides in on this unit here. We'll show you in a flat position. So really, you take your slides. We're going to put this one up here down 3 down, 2, 3, like that. And then the shelves, if I was going to do it from this perspective flat, I'd probably put this in the back. So you can put it forward or back. It's nice when they're in the front so that it retains things, retains the pans. And the shelves will just go in on an angle like this. And then drop in, into those notches, and hold there. So the types of pans that the shelves and the slides are meant to hold. It's designed for a half-size sheet pan, like you see the chicken on here today. That can sit on the shelf. Those can sit right on the pan slides as well. Or you can do something like this, like you see over here with fractional pans. So whether they're the polycarbonate, high temperature ones that a lot of chains use, or metal pans, even a full-size steam pan will fit on the shelf. So the shelf's real flexible in holding all different types of pans, and a lot of different types of these customers are holding multiple things, so they got different pans to hold them, or they're replenishing that cabinet frequently. Other thing that obviously helps the visual of the lighting, tells you what food's where. That comes standard with every cabinet, and really helps you to pick the product a lot easier. And then from a perspective of some of the options that you might see here today. So number one, like I said earlier, they're always going to come with shelves as a standard. If I want pan slides like you see on the bottom here, you can get just pan slides, and what that'll do is double the amount of slides. So in an S8, you'll get 8 sets of slides instead of 4 shelves, and so on and so forth. The other thing you might see here is the full door on these bottom cabinets. So it's really, if I wanted to do something like put it freestanding or under a counter, I would want to use that door. It's a lot more accessible to use a traditional door on the bottom. So that's an option. You can get that in lieu of the flip doors. And then a couple of the other options you see here is down on the bottom here, you can see the dolly base. So I can add that, I can buy the cabinet and add that to the bottom and make it an under counter here, like you see. These are real nice, especially for like areas that have shallow depth counters, or it could even go under a shelf like we have over there. And then that also helps you make a freestanding unit. So if I don't want to use counter space, or I don't have counter space, I could have this one in the bottom for backup capacity. So a lot of times people will be taking the food out of here and servicing this cabinet, and they're just in and out of this one, and then less frequently in the bottom one. But then I can also add a stacking bracket and then connect a unit to the top of it. And then lastly, the other accessory we got here to show you is going to be the riser kit that you see on this one. So the purpose of this is to elevate it off the table if desired. It's going to allow you to put things underneath. It's a good spot for tongs and a pan. It could even be packaging under there. Just gives you more accessible counter space. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about the power output and what to plug the cabinet into here, and then types of controls. So every cabinet is 875 watts. It's the same heating system We make them in 120 volt or 240 volt, so we'll focus on the 120 volt models. They're going to draw roughly 7.3 amps or something like that, so I could put 2 of them on a 15 amp circuit if there's nothing else on there. And really all your data information on your electric is going to be on the data plate on the side, so that's important to verify before you actually plug your cabinet in. You don't want to plug a 120 volt cabinet into 240 volt. This is our simple controls, so they consist of a digital thermometer and a independent electromechanical thermostat. So in order to power up the product, I have my power switch on the front. That's going to activate the heating system and the fan. And then on the side of the cabinet, I have an independent light independent switch for the lights. So I can turn those on. If I don't want them on, I can turn them off. That's the purpose of them being on their own switch. And then from a setting perspective, right now this is off. I want to turn it on, move to say 7 here. That's going to give me about 170, 160 degrees. You see the element indicator light's going to turn on. That's telling you that the element's active and working. Once it reaches temperature, that light will turn off, so it tells you it's cycling off. And then you have your thermometer here that's going to tell you what the temperature is. Right now it's set to Fahrenheit. If I want it to be centigrade, all I got to do is hit a button, we go to 30°C, and we'll put that back to Fahrenheit. Real simple, real basic type of controller. So over here we have our touchscreen controller. It's a more sophisticated control. It's got a lot more features. You've got your main power switches on the side along with the light switch. That's on right now. So right now I use the main screen. That's the customer's on-off button. I turn that on. We have a nice animation. The lights will turn on and the controller's active. We had this one running already, and earlier we had it set at 175, so it's actually above the set point. Obviously I can set the temperature. It's going to display the temperature, and it also displays humidity, which is important to know that we don't have a lot of humidity in there for fried food in this case, and then also for moist food it's beneficial to know the humidity levels. So if I want to set the temperature, I can go up or down here with these arrows and set that, or I can go directly here, and if I want to jump back up to 175 and hit apply, I could do that and set it. There's a bunch of quick access buttons to other features and that you can go into. One of them here I'll show you quick is the presets. So those are going to be preset temperatures for moist or crispy food. I'll go back home. And all the other ones I can get, some of them I can get to from here, but I'll go to the settings screen just to show you. So there's I can change the temperature scale. I can change the language to French or Spanish. So English, French, and Spanish is what we include. The date and time. If I want to set a low temperature alarm or the volume of the alarm for the timers, for example, I can do that. There's a control lock feature to lock out employees, not allow them to change temperature or lock out certain aspects of the controller. The timers have countdown and count up timers. And then there's also the ability to use the auto power feature, which is it powers on the cabinet automatically in the morning and off at the end of the day. You could choose either one or do both. There's also a help and training function that's just a nice little QR code. I can scan that and it's going to go to a web page that'll have this video on it and some other things and the user manual. And then there's a cabinet info button where I can get the status of, like, for example, this is the communication status. It'll tell you the different controls are talking to each other. I can do factory reset. The USB function's the main thing here. So I can save the settings on this machine and load them onto another one. So you got a USB port right here. I can also do a data log dump on a HACCP, the temperatures and the humidity. It's going to record it up to 30 days, I think it is, every couple minutes, and I can have that HACCP log downloaded on there.